Hi, I'm just gonna go over a quick just recap of the day, show you guys a couple of my tools, and go over some things I'm looking towards tomorrow. Today was just a overall ugly day. Uh, just this overall red candle. Luckily, we had a pretty nice wick right here. On the weekly, we lost. It's actually better to show you on trends better because I don't have all my lines. So QQQ on the weekly. Make this chart simple. And just right here. No, don't want to do it like that. So we got this little right here on the weekly. We did break down. Luckily, end of day, we had a little nice end of day right here, which was a little lower than I wanted. I had this going into pre-market. I thought we'd bounce off this 14,996, but all the China news. It is September. Buyers didn't come in and step in and buy, but I was hoping we could keep. We had this little consolidation area. We broke above right here, and I was hoping we could start this little consolidation back and forth zigzag pattern going right here. But we did break below, so let's see if we can continue back up. Just taking day by day with futures, with everything right now. You can't really fall in love with the stock and say it's going to hit all time highs because you're not sure. VIX almost hit 30. I usually say over 29, be careful of swing, or over 20, be careful of swings. Usually we've been between 16 18 area. Lately we've been 18 20, and then we could tell we're above 20. So ideally, I love to see VIX below 20. I don't think it's going to happen quite yet. Just an overall ugly day. Hopefully, you guys didn't get into the trap. Make sure you size right and not get caught into this bag holding and holding on. But just go over a couple plays. One thing that I keep playing is this Lucid right here, Lucid Autos, Lucid Group. This thing could actually go pretty. This thing could take off. I mean, especially if we get over 27, over get into the 30s. This could be a nice push. We had a nice bounce. Overall on this 17. I think this is on the weekly. Right here, this is a good buy area long term. Right here. So definitely, if we come back down in this box, definitely I'm going to be looking into taking it long again because I don't see it getting below, on this original day right here, or original opening of this stock right here. You could tell I had this 27 or it's 2350 right here. You could tell we tested it Friday and kind of came down. We had a nice, great push, tested it once, came down, tested it twice, came down a little bit more, tested 3 times, broke above, and tested as the support. And then we took off after hours. We're coming down. So ideally, to get into Lucid without chasing, which chasing is more risky, you get into it. I would love to see it test this 2350 or get close to this 2350 at open, or if we have an initial push at open right here, and then a sell-off from people taking it, and then a go. This would be an ideal play for this. So definitely keep your watch on what Lucid does around a 2350, 24 mark right here. But I mean, this was up 5% today. You know, you could tell my end positions, everything was red. This one was green. Um, you know, sizing in very heavy on this made up for all my losses. Definitely helps. But mainly, the best thing to do is to go through your watch list and see what's green and what's red. I have about 160 stocks here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 green plays. So I'm going into tomorrow. You know, this is what I'm looking at on what plays I want to take. Right here, you got American Airlines, this beautiful sort of wedge triangle right here forming. Almost broke above it today, but you know, we push here. We can see 20. You know, we could possibly see 21. You could definitely go long on this. This is a cheap long, you know, leap. Get November, get January calls. Unless you want the thrill of that, you know, quick 50%. But I want this, you know, this has plenty of upside. Definitely going into this week. It seemed like a lot of stocks that have been beaten down are actually starting to form a little upwards moment, starting to get some volume, and everything that's kind of at all-time highs. Apple, Facebook, Nvidia, you know, those stocks that, you know, we've been playing nonstop for the last months and half a year, those are actually taking the back seat, which is pretty cool. You just gotta, you know, take your eyes off of it. PFE I got into, I'm kind of holding right here, nothing really special. Open, definitely open. I'd love to see get over this this 1975 right here. I played this downtrend right here, and then we're just starting a slow uptrend. Nothing. I'm not really looking to get into open mark. Um, Nothing really special here. I'm not sure why this was up today. Zillow, I was looking at today. We're kind of a falling wedge. Interesting day right here. Kind of had basically the same 2 days in a row. So definitely watch just to go above, you know, and break out of this falling wedge. Uber, you know, Uber is one that's definitely way beaten down from this all-time high. Definitely, you know, I don't think you go wrong getting into Uber, January call, you know, December call. You know, hold on to it, see if we could start rounding this bottom out and starting going head back up. But I mean, Uber used to be a $65 stock, and right now it's 31. Chewy, you know, Chewy's been beaten down since earnings. It actually was in my buy zone. Let's see on the monthly. You know, this 75.13. We actually are above it right now, so I'm definitely gonna be looking into getting into Chewy long. Kind of like a little inverse head and shoulders right here. See if we could break this downtrend right here, and then eventually go for this gap fill. But we are not that many stocks finished green today, so it's kind of hard. A lot of things finished way red. And that's a good thing to look at too. Definitely X is something I'm looking into. This right here is into my buy zone. And every time the stock comes down here on the monthly, it bounces back up. Right here, you can definitely tell it on the weekly, same thing. Hopefully we could hold this, you know, stay in the 20s area, but material sector is kind of taking a hit. But that's something you want to look into. You know, the stocks that are beaten down, hopefully these stocks that are beaten down could actually rally up, because, you know, Facebook and Nvidia, all these things are definitely taking hits lately. Google had 3 red weeks in a row. Haven't seen that since back in March. Microsoft doesn't look bad. Definitely wanted this to round back up, but like Nvidia from the high, we fell off three weeks in a row. So definitely look into these different stocks. IWM. Let's see how IWM did today. Definitely had that gap down. Nothing really special, but IWM really hasn't done much. We're just waiting for the rally in small caps to actually do something here. Just want to go some scans I do every night. I use TrendSpider for these. I like to do the inside days. I've been playing inside days, pretty easy scalps. First thing in the morning, and then that's when you wait for the sell off and you get that dip buy. So today we had mRNA, FSR, plug. So we got back to mRNA is definitely on my watch tomorrow. We have this little downtrend right here. What we do on this inside break is you kind of take it. I don't want to erase that one. You take it almost anticipating the break. So I'll take it like 435. We'll do like 0.3 here. And then 416.60. So what you want to do is you take the break from the inside, which is basically just showing, we made a move here, and then the next day we're just consolidating, and then hopefully another move will be made to the upside or to the downside. So when you look at it, we'll go extended hours because it's easier to see extended hours, 5 minutes. So basically, we have an inside day. We made this huge move down. These dip buyers came in at 413. You can tell how many times this thing's touched 413. Buyers don't want it below 413. So I'm anticipating this to move to the upside unless it's going to fall and buyers give up at 413. This thing's definitely going to fall big time. But we're looking right here. This 435 from the high to low. You probably anticipate it to break out. That's probably your best bet. Did this the other day. Right here, we had an inside day right here. Where I played this and that. And I saw after hours broke above. We kind of consolidated. And I was like, what? I'm gonna go ahead and jump the gun on here. You're adding risk to it because you could go the opposite way. And definitely made money on this, the first 5-minute candle straight green. From this trigger right here, 437 to 447, that's a 10-point move right there. And then we just consolidated. FSR could be a good one. This one's a little cheap. But I've been liking doing these at, first of the day. You can tell FSR really, it wanted to make a move right here on Friday. And then today is actually a nice day for FSR overall. So I could definitely see this go to the upside right here over 1340 and take it up. The other one was plug. I think plug could go either way. I probably won't play plug, but you could tell we made a move to the upside right here. Market bought down with a gap down. We just consolidated today, so it's either wants to make a move up or wants to make a move down. Like inside days, I like to look at full-time continuum, which is going to be basically the daily, the monthly, and the weekly are all green. And sometimes people have 4 hour, but I like to keep the 4 hour. So on my watch list, Upstart and Dash are two stocks that are um, green on the monthly, the daily, and the weekly. It is Monday, so obviously, if it's weekly, it is daily. So we have, our monthly candles green, our weekly candles green, and our daily candles green. Definitely towards the end of the week, I like to play these a lot because usually your high probability wins, or if all those are green, you're definitely going to continue to be green. Dash is another one. Upstart, another one. This has made a good move, and with that scan, you want to have it to continue back in that direction. Um, I like to look at which ones are bullish engulfing candles. American Airlines. So we go over to American Airlines, and you can tell we had a red one, and this candle was a bull engulfing, which is a trend to the upside. So that's definitely something I want to look at. Just keep these scans on the back of my mind. I'm not playing these stocks solely on these scans. I'm gonna just look at what stocks pop up most of the time on these. I like to also do what's the other ones I like? Bullish. Try to find a bullish SMA pullback. So that means it came back to the simple moving average. So it's going to be under the close price is under the 50, but above the 200. So we got Square. Square is definitely one on my watch list. Walmart, not really. Docu's on my watch list too. So Square. If we turn off all these lines, go to our EMA clouds, you tell right here, these EMAs right here are just consolidating, which you could tell the last time they kind of consolidated right here. What kind of move did we make? A good move to the upside. They consolidated here. What happened? Good move to the upside. They kind of consolidated here, move to the downside. So every time these EMA clouds consolidate, we make a pretty big move. So that's what I'm looking at. Square right here, they're all consolidating. So you don't want to take stocks that are at all-time highs. There's really no, I mean, it could be good money, but you definitely want to buy low, sell high, not buy high, sell higher. So I like to watch that. Docu's another one that's I kind of eyeballing. You tell, turn off the clouds. We keep pushing this 307.50, kind of 314 area, and hopefully it comes down. Grab some more buyers, and eventually it pushes up, and we could continue the all-time highs. But with the clouds, you could tell, these are all coming back and consolidating. So we're gonna make a move, right here. They all consolidate right here. What kind of move was made? A huge move to the upside. Crowd, all these are definitely like on my weekly watch list. Crowd right here does downtrend break. Wish it was on watch today, but until it's below the 50, above the 200. When these all consolidated right here or crossed, good move to the upside, good move to the upside. That's definitely a scan I like to keep on look, kind of like the golden cross where the 50 crosses the 200. It's just showing EMA is crossing. Let's see if we had any golden. I don't doubt we had any golden crosses today. U was a golden cross, but I think U was a golden cross. It's been crossing a little. Oh yeah, right there. Just because there's really stock really hasn't been around a while, so that's why the 200 moving average is kind of weird right now. We probably had a lot of death crosses, which is the 50 goes below the 200. So right here you had LMT. I know LMT is looking ugly. Right here you have it. We're below the 200. So this is definitely a stock you want to actually look into getting long term. Right here on the weekly, hopefully we could continue this uptrend a little bit. But, this thing's just been, kind of make a bounce sometime soon. Definitely keep this on watch. We're just, bouncing back and forth, just getting higher, making higher lows, lower highs. So we're just really, really getting tight right here, consolidating into this triangle, and hopefully one move gets way up or way down. So this is definitely a good play to look into. Right here, here's your triangle. That's pretty much about my scans. I just like to keep them on watch, especially if one pops up multiple times. I like to definitely look at them. I don't think we had any top gainers. Pre-market, I like to look at scans too. I also, not really gonna go into that today. Well, let's go into this a little bit today. Cheddar flow, I like to use cheddar flow right here. My main one's is big money. I like to watch this. It's just over, I think, 100,000. You can tell it when RMNA made its push here. SPY, these SPYs, 10-1s, 441 calls, like these got hit pretty well. So I was expecting a little bounce here, how we push, open inventory was 1,400 right here. And right now the volume's 33,000. So, over time you can tell they're 2.42, they're paying more and more and more every time. These are all above asks, so they're most likely going to be buys because the bid 242, the ask is 244, and they paid 246. So they actually paid $2 more per contract, and they bought 4,000. So that they paid a good $9,000 extra to get into this position at this time. So to me, that shows a little desperation. They know something kind of up, especially if you see these multiple times. These are people actually trying to get into this position at this area. Definitely keeps it on watch. We had more coming here. This SPY 10-1 441 call, had a volume of 60,000 today. That's crazy. People are dropping 310, 288, 243. These are all above asks too. So if it's a put above ask, I'm pretty sure it's a sell. So they're selling a put, which is bullish. So even though puts do pop up here, they're selling puts, or they're desperate to really get rid of them. Also, I like to look at the flow overview on here, the overall bullish flow. You can tell RNT, Apple, VIX, of course, Affirm. I like to keep these stocks on watch, especially ones that aren't really had the best day, which Apple could be a definitely keep on watch. People are still buying Apple even though it keeps going down. Affirm had a good dip by NVIDIA. Definitely look at NVIDIA right here. Try to find these. I don't like to look at blocks right here. NVIDIA 924, 220 calls. Had 17,000 volume. But that's why I like to look at this. Bearish, stocks that have kind of gone up, but it's still getting bearish. Tech is always top. RNT, what did RNT did? I think it did very well today. wasn't horrible. So for the buying volume, I expect to move a bigger move. So I'm definitely keeping that on watch for tomorrow. See if we can continue up. That's pretty much I like to use for chatter flow. Just watch the flow come in, look at the chart, try to figure out why they're buying at certain points, and why they're doing what they're doing. Because they're the ones with the big money. They're always one step ahead of the game. Go over my watch list mainly for tomorrow. Show you guys what I'm trying to. What's up?
Yeah, I can add something about IronNet. Try to get closer to the money calls, and don't go so far out. Because I was looking at it today too.
I mean, yeah, that they had crazy. Let me see what came up on my scan.
I would shoot like probably 35. Like I wouldn't go over 35 because I really like.
My RN. So no big money went into it.
Yeah. That's the only reason.
Puts nothing above ask. Yeah.
Right.
There's just all those blocks.
So just watch.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those short stocks that. Oh, that's why contract price. Oh, someone put 22 million. What? 22.9 million on the 15 calls today.
Yeah.
Near ask. Oh, they probably made some good money. So that's why it's jacked up. But yeah, I mean, it's a short stock. Just go around to different ones. I don't know what the next one, Smile Direct Club. I kind of chased it today. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping a watch on Lucid for tomorrow. See if we can continue this one back up. Let me go to my list. AMC, I'm looking to short. Definitely looking to short under this 39 right here. Got resistance, broke above, and then we're coming back down. And I'm only going to short that under 39. eBay. Got eBay to hold or break below 71 right here. Not sure why. We're just kind of bouncing off 72, 71 right here. Snap keeps getting buyers at around the $70 area. You can tell every time it comes down to 70 area, it pops back up. Did it again today. 70 area came back up. So I'm definitely watching if it comes down to the 70 area or breaks below and fills that small gap. Roku 310 area definitely is getting bought up these past couple days. 310 to like 313. 1, 2, 3. Today was 4 days. We had a good bounce off 310 to 314. Twitter's in a falling wedge. Right here, hopefully we could get above 61. Definitely start playing calls to the upside here for the breakout. X, I want to get into long, like super long leaps. We're kind of just in this channel. I didn't notice this earlier. But we're stuck right here. But the material sector is kind of taking a hit. But overall in this low consolidation area. We're in my buy zone here. Definitely look to take it up to 30. Stop loss would be when it falls out of the 20s. XPEV I want to take long, but I'm actually looking to take it short. Right here we had this nice little triangle, but we almost broke below it. Not really the best triangle on the bottom side, but we're definitely looking to fall below this. Can't really fall that much more, but definitely with the Chinese stocks being horrible, that could be a good put swing. SoFi, something I was looking at today. Kind of just keep bouncing off this uptrend. 1, 2, kind of like 3, and then today was kind of 4. So if we can continue back up, just keep bouncing off that. Hopefully continue back up to this gap fill. Try a good play to this gap fill. We made the gap a little smaller from here, but we just fell below. Lulu, I want Lulu to fall under 414 right here for this gap fill. Wait an inside week after this gap up, and hopefully we continue back down. We'll see what happens. Retail kind of took a hit today. We had Target fall off. Costco fell off. Walmart fell off. So retail had a nice run. Costco, had a huge run up. Target had a nice run. These are just taking back seats. Well, the market just rotates sectors. Last one, Z. I know a lot of people have been playing Z lately. Kind of kept it on my watch now. This is falling wedge. Definitely interesting 2 days in a row right here. So if you continue up, especially break over this like 100 mark, definitely see some good upside to here. Especially with Zillow going pretty well. Open had a good day. These stocks, the mortgage stocks actually took a good move upside. Weekly, we've had, the market's been shit the last 2 weeks, but, Zillow's had 2 good weeks right here. So definitely that's one thing y'all want to keep on watch. Wow, futures are freaking flying. I thought China opened 20. Wait, did China open? Japan opened? Oh, okay. Japan gapped down big time. China opens soon, but our futures are looking pretty good. Hopefully, just a little mini relief bounce. I wouldn't get into our corrections over as of now, but we had a pretty crazy red candle right here, and where we hit just about 6%. A market correction to say is about 10%, but definitely 6% from the highs is definitely a nice little fallback. If that is our correction, that'd be pretty cool. Definitely a lot of it's going to be playing out what Powell does tomorrow, what he says. Personally, I think it's kind of, I'm not worried about Powell. I'm worried about everyone else who talks around Powell. They're not really going to taper yet. They're just going to hopefully lay down the groundwork, but I don't think they'll mention much until the minutes come out. You can tell on VIX. I've been just keeping track of VIX on what happens around FOMC meetings. You got a meeting here, kind of had it run up afterwards. Meeting here, nothing really happened. Meeting here, you could tell on that day nothing really happened. Meeting here was probably the first time they'd mentioned taper. Let me bring this up. I actually have a chart on how SPY and QQQ are on every day that I think it's information right here. So I actually keep track of what happens on FOMC meetings. I don't think it's got pop up on here. All right, there we go. So I like to just keep a ongoing track, so I don't have to always look back on what happens on QQQ and SPY. I already have them in a document. So this is my VIX right here. You can tell on this one speech we had a Powell pump. The anticipation of Powell, we dropped, and then the dip was bought. Powell's speech when he began was actually when we went up. June right here. You can tell what happens. I just like to have an overall every FOMC meeting, what happens. This one, look, nothing happened. This one in March, we actually had a nice upwards move, and I'm gonna add the next few ones. Just overall have a FOMC is coming up. What's gonna happen? Usually pump to Powell. All the algos computers are gonna sell based on what he's gonna say, and then they're either gonna buy it again or they're just gonna let the market free fall. But usually this is how it's gonna happen. We're gonna pump, dump, and then pump. A couple times we've had a kind of a pump before he talked, and then afterwards it was good. But you can tell these moves are very drastic. When you could tell tomorrow at 2:30 when he's about to talk on how the market's reacting. So really, best thing is to do is just sit out, because you're gonna, if you get puts, you're gonna have to sell puts quick before these huge green bars come in. You're kind of trying to catch the wave, or happens a lot where you are chasing. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Anyone have any questions for me or anything? Check the chats. No questions, but definitely keep on your radar of, if we are halfway over on our correction, definitely look into getting stocks that are down. I opened a starter position on Apple right here. This 145 was my buy zone. We broke below, but right here was this top of this triangle. We broke below, but definitely going far on Apple. I'm only down $20, and a November call. I'm not really concerned. $20 on a move like here. Give me one average down when I see it rounding up, and then I make pretty good money. But definitely look into far out calls on, stocks that are kind of not from the top. Square is definitely one I actually want to get back into. This, we had a great day today. Even went a gap down, but we had a nice green candle after the gap down, which showed really nice strength. We had a huge push at open, kind of fell with the market. Huge push at night, so we had a not bad day on Square. Just keep on stocks are Spotify's another one. I got into the dip down here, but we're kind of just consolidating back down. Hopefully, we continue back up. Kind of make this make make this big inverse head and shoulders right here. Um, but definitely, if you guys are struggling, if you guys are struggling, having a bad month, go farther out, size and less. You don't have to get 5 contracts weekly. Just get one contract of 10, 15, or one contract of November calls and just sit on them. Average down when you're needed, and when this market reverses, you'll be good. CRM, if you're not in CRM, this is a really good play to get into. I have 2 different contracts to this one. Overall, look at this beautiful, beautiful cup formed. I got into it in anticipation of this downtrend break right here. I just saw we had a couple of days of consolidation sideways. I was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this. Tested again, came down, broke, definitely push up to 261.80, would definitely continue higher. I think this thing should see all-time highs pretty soon. Months, maybe. But I have October calls, November calls. But this is definitely a good play to get into. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night.